I've got with me Giovanni Fiori. He's a professor of economics at Luiss University here in Rome. Professor Fiori, we're seeing that bond yield, the spread between the German and the Italian bonds back to 340, even higher than that. What do you make of that? That's really putting pressure on the government right now, right?
Yes, I think it is still... it is because the ECB maybe is waiting for the end of the story, the end of the measures, and is making pressure upon the Italian government just to understand what really happens. And until we don't see the end of the story, I think that we will see turbulence on the market.
So you would actually predict that we'll see further bond yield increases until we see that budget passed. Do you think that it's possible for the government to do that by the end of the week?
Until the measures they are not complete, I think that we will see turbulence. That's absolutely reasonable, because the ECB would like to make pressure upon the Italian government, because the ECB is in a great dilemma now. Because if the ECB continues to buy bonds, maybe the Italian government will be less rigorous in the measures. But if the ECB doesn't buy bonds anymore, this could be a real danger for the euro.
Do you think there's a danger that while the Parliament is trying to debate this budget at the moment, that the measures could be watered down even further, given that there are so many people from even within the coalition who want to see further measures cut from the budget?
No, I don't think so. I think that the politicians, they have understood that the situation is really difficult. And I think that at the end of the day, the numbers of the measure will be satisfying for the ECB. So my hope is that at the end of the day, the measure will be good measures. Of course, we need further measures in the future, because in order to boost the growth of Italy, it is not enough, these measures. These measures, they are coming out from the emergency. They are coming out from the emergency of the boosting of the yields, of the Italian yields. But now we need measures for growth. We need measures for growth, and we need additional effort for that.
I just wanted to return to the budget at the moment, because one of the issues is that there's a budget gap that's been opened up since the budget was watered down last week. Mr. Tremonti says it can fill that by cracking down on tax evasion. How realistic is that? Well,
we have to say that what has changed is that the government changed an unwise but certain measure, which was the tax on richest people, with a wiser but uncertain measure, which is the struggle against evasion. Of course, it is very difficult to say how many billion of euro you can get from the struggle against tax evasion. But if you look at the past years, the Italian government had a great success in fighting evasion, so we could be confident that these numbers could be reached. But of course, this is an uncertain measure, and that's why the markets maybe have concerns about that.
Very stressed the markets are at the moment. Do you think that the Italian government actually could survive a further jump in bond yields and borrowing costs?
I think that they will survive, but if there is a new jump in the bond yields, they have to take additional measures, clearer measures, in order to satisfy the markets. But they will survive. That's my opinion.
And just in one word, if there was one thing the government has to do in order to promote growth, we've got 10 seconds. What do they have to do?
There's a very good measure now that's been approved, and we hope it's going to the end. It's called spending review. Spending review, it means that every expense of the public sector must be reviewed, must be analyzed in order to understand if it's right or if it's wrong. If this measure will be implemented in the correct way, so controlled by independent authorities, but independent auditors, this could be the way to get two results in one shot: to reduce public spending and to boost Italian growth.
Giovanni Fiori from Luiss University, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.